Welcome to the SnoWest Show. I am Ryan Harris. I'm your host of the SnoWest Podcast. SnoWest Magazine still in production. We've been talking about that all weekend. This is our 50th year. We've been around for a long time, obviously longer than I've been around. But 50 years of doing this. We've been testing snowmobiles, testing stuff like the WIDESCAPE.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't ridden that yet, but holy cow, I want to.
Yeah.
Man, that looks fun. But we've tested everything that's been out in the industry. Personally, since, I started doing this in 95, 94. Ridden virtually every mountain sled that's ever been made, every prototype that never made it to production, like a lot of cool things. The WIDESCAPE here, so we have Sebastien and JR from WIDESCAPE.
Yes.
And this is a WIDESCAPE.
WIDESCAPE WS250.
I saw this around here last year. When did you guys first come out into production?
I had the great idea of just coming here alone with a van, a couple of WIDESCAPEs and a tent. And I didn't know too much about Heydays. I knew it was a big deal. And so I came in last year and was just flooded with questions and people asking to buy these machines, which, by the way, were just released last year in Canada. But, I was here last year, and now we're just coming in the States, and this is why we're here with the team now,
So these are available in the U.S. now?
They will be available in the U.S. On paper, it's December.
Okay.
So we just have to confirm a couple of things with EPA first. It was supposed to be done before, but...
Oh, EPA.
EPA, well, it's normal. I mean, you have to go through them, but it's normal. It's for the environment, and... so we're just going to be finishing the file with the EPA and end of November, December.
Before winter, we'll have units out.
No, in time.
Don't promise. Exactly. Don't promise.
You make a big promise like that,
right?
Then it'll snow early.
No, but the thing is, I'd rather say December and deliver them in November than. Yeah.
Now, you guys brought this over this morning.
Yeah.
And so we've had it kind of tucked off to the side of the booth here, and just a steady stream of people walking around, like coming around everything, and like, oh man, this is what I was telling you about. I saw this here last year.
Yeah, it just draws,
checking it out.
Draws a crowd, right? It's intriguing, right? Because it's so new, it's so different. It looks weird at first. I tell people I forget, the impression you get when you see it for the first time. You're like, what is that, right? And it just draws a crowd, and so I mean, it's exciting to be part of that, of launching a new product, something that's innovative, right? Truly innovative. Like, 'cause snowmobiling industry hasn't seen something this different and new.
So JR, what is it? Like, tell me all about it. Engine size, how does it start? How does it?
Well, a bit of the specs, but first of all, just like Sebastien was saying, is that this is a big smile, no drama machine. It's a 200-pound sled with a 250cc engine, 4-stroke injected. And it's got a CVT clutch. I mean, I'm sure we can do a little close-up shot later on to show you a bit, because the mechanical side of it and the technical side of it is we've really worked hard on that. And it makes it a product that's super easy to ride, easy to learn. So, 200 pounds, CVT transmission, 250cc engine, hydraulic brake, and 105 track with 1.5
lugs.
1.5 inch lug,
12-inch wide track.
And it's all custom designed. A lot of work, a lot of hours were put into this. And and it's our engine, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's our engine.
Okay, so how did you come up with this idea? Like, what?
All right, so Alain Aubu, the inventor. Actually, it's Fred, his son, who wanted to have a snow scoot kind of toy. So he built one for him with an old BMX and snowboard. And actually, he was just getting tired getting that thing up the hill for his kid. So he decided to put an engine in there and a track, because he's such a mechanic. He's an artist. So anyways, they started doing that, and then the kids around the lake wanted one too, so it started there, and then the adults wanted one. And then, long story short, Frédéric, Alain's son, became a mechanical engineer, and that was his university project for the prototype. And then he designed this, and now he's head of engineering at WIDESCAPE.
Oh,
it's quite a story, and these guys are passionate. They ride all the time. Even Alan, I rode with him last winter, and we use this machine and we tested this machine so many. We tested it for tons of hours.
So we're the mountain riders in the industry. We're the mountain publication. We do all the deep snow, high elevation stuff. How does that thing do in deep snow, fresh powder? Pretty mobile.
It's designed to ride in the deep snow. Of course, there's different type of deep snow. I mean, if you guys, again, it's not an 850 turbo sled. It's not a snow bike.
Can I fit an 850 turbo in there?
You can try.
Well, let's talk later. But honestly, the feedback we have, I mean, people try it and they're like, maybe you need a bigger engine, bigger this, bigger that, and then they ride it. Myself, I'm 6'5", and 230, and I ride this thing. It got me up hills without a high altitude kit and a veil mount and sketchy stuff, and went up, and even myself was impressed. And so you can ride a lot of different kind of snow. And again, this is not to replace a sled. It's not to right. I'm not going to go where the guys with the 850 turbos go, and this is not intended for that. This is its own thing. But the thing is, I can go in places that the guys with sleds cannot go, or the guy with snow bike cannot go. So, and we don't sell shovels. I don't want to be too. But anyways, you guys know what I mean.
That's a good way to put it.
It is. So, how does it ride in deep snow and stuff? If it's fresh, deep snow, for sure. Like for you guys, depending on your ability, depending on how you ride and what's your level of comfort. I mean, Fred can ride this thing anywhere, anytime. He can do whatever he wants. Me, I would have a hard time following him. So it's more a question of your technical ability, but riding abilities more than the machine, because the machine can do pretty much anything.
Yeah, and obviously this is not a replacement for a snowmobile or a snow bike, but this is another toy that I've got to now have in the garage at the cabin.
Complimentary, right?
Back in the mid '90s, we had Yamaha snow scoots and snow sports, and we would go ride the mountain sleds all day long. And we'd be up in Island Park like testing for a week and setting up the expo, and that's when we had the Pro Snowcross coming out and basing out of the cabin. And we would go ride mountain sleds all day long, and then we would come back and we would get out the snow sports and snow scoots. And we had like 6 of them. And you put the whole test staff on those little smaller snowmobiles, and you go out and you kind of define a little snowcross course out in the meadow. Nice. And there was one rule. You can cut corners to catch up, but you can't cut to get ahead. And that's what I want to do with this, is get the whole test staff out there and go through the trees and just go explore.
Exactly.
It's not going to replace the mountain rides, but man, it's another thing to go do out in the snow, because this is the funnest dang thing you can do in the winter is be involved in motorized stuff in the snow, snowmobiling, snow biking. Yeah. And this is just one more thing.
Yeah, and this will get you out there, and it's a physical riding experience also, because you're standing and you're using your legs and your core to, it's a balancing act, right? Like when you're riding sleds, you're shifting your weight from side to side to balance it out. This happens kind of in the same principle, but using your feet on a kind of smaller scale.
You don't have to use both of your hands and your weight and pulling on it. It's a different buzz. It's a different drug.
Well, and going back to those, the snow scoots and snow sports, because they're so small and they were underpowered back then. Yeah. You learn to carry momentum, and you learn to make it do more with the limited capability it had. Yeah. And it made people better riders. And we've kind of lacked that over the last 15, 20 years within the industry. But something like that, you go out and ride that on the weekday or in the evenings,
30
it's going to make you a better snowmobile, I guarantee it, just looking at it. Like if you can take a package like that, and it's going to teach you how to read snow, how to maintain momentum, how to carry speed through corners, that stuff translates into snowmobiling and makes you a better rider.
And you know what? And the way I can explain it, it's sometimes you have like those 850 turbo sleds or 900, whatever. Those are amazing technically and technical amazing machines, but it's like comparing a 1200 dirt bike motorcycle with a 250 dirt bike. It's different weapon, different fun, different. It's two different planet. But this thing here, it's just big smiles. You can ride it with no drama in the ditch, in the backyard, and have fun with 3 hours with that, with not that much snow. But and people ask us too about the hard pack. because that's been sometimes an issue with other type of snow machines.
Snow bikes. That's like the downside to snow biking is hard pack.
Which, by the way, are getting better and better. And I've ridden one. It was really good on hardpack. But this thing here on hardpack it's not where it shines. It really shines off trail, but you can ride those trails. I mean, we've been chasing each other around on those trails in Saguenay, and yeah, you can really have fun. I mean, Fred and the guys, I mean, they berm this thing. It's like a dirt bike for them, and they do berms and they do whoops and stuff. So it's
well, it almost reminds me of like a stand-up jet ski.
Yeah,
and
very similar to that.
Can you like almost get down like high-speed cornering and like get your shoulder and elbow down to the ground?
Yeah,
how fast does that go on hardpack?
Top speed is 45 miles per hour.
That's moving pretty good.
Yeah,
on
it is.
Yeah, when you're standing, I mean, you don't want to be going that much faster.
Oh my God, that's faster than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So it's electric start.
Electric start.
You fired it up here a minute ago.
Yeah. Electric start with a lithium battery. And you've got a magnetic tether on your wrist, and you just fire it up with the electric start. And
it's all fuel injected?
Yeah.
Fuel injected, LED lights, hydraulic brake.
And it's a CVT drive system.
From CVTech.
Okay.
And a SUSI track. And what really impresses people is that the center of gravity is so low, so it's really stable.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll just flip over the bars, and the WIDESCAPE, the WS250, will just stay right there, standing up. Yeah. And
you've got who's manufacturing your fork? Is that all in-house as well? The front suspension?
No, we've got someone manufacturing. That's a good question. I don't remember the name. You remember the name?
Yeah, so it's in-house design, but then we work with suppliers.
Yeah, suppliers.
It's a little familiar with like a mountain bike fork, like a downhill fork.
Inspired, definitely.
Right, that type style. And then you have a shock in the rear suspension?
Yep. And it's 4 inches travel in the back, 6 inch travel in the front.
All right. Have you jumped this thing?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's all we do. You should see, there's a video of Fred. Actually, I was with him. We were looking at the video a couple of days ago. I went riding with Fred, and I saw this big rock face or whatever, and I was like, hey, you should go and jump this. I've got my GoPro on. I was just kidding. And he actually had one of my demo, because I was hitting the road to go open dealers in Canada. And he just went up and said, yeah, I'm good. And I thought he was kidding. And he just jumped. It was high. And I thought, if he doesn't break the machine, he's going to break his leg. I know. He just pushed the machine and went.
Send it.
Just came right out of it.
I was kind of, yeah.
So what's your distribution like? Is this consumer direct, or are you setting up a dealer network in the U.S.?
Yeah, right now we have over 60 dealers in Canada. That's the way we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so we find good partners all across Canada, and now we're trying to find new partners who are excited by the product in the States, all the snow belt, and to help us distribute and promote the brand. Yeah.
All right. So what do they retail for?
So retail is $74.99, including transport and preparation. And we think it's, for the quality of the product, it's really well priced, and to have a machine that you're going to have so much fun under $8,000 for the winter time.
Yeah.
It's and people tell us, $250 in the snow, but trust me, it's
all power to weight. You're not that heavy. Yeah.
200 pounds, 250. It's a blast. Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll get the guys that are used to, like you're saying, the 850 turbos, and horsepower is the only thing that they can think of, but they're also riding a 580-pound snowmobile.
And then they hop on this, we're like, yeah, whatever, and then they just come back with a big smile, and they're, what the hell is that?
Because there's a lot of fun in just going out and messing around like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not going to go big backcountry ride on this thing, but just to go play.
Kind of less is more approach, right? Just like simple, not complicated, easy to transport, easy to store, fuel efficient. Just hop on during the week, weeknights, 2-3 feet of snow fell, and you're just like, I want to go out and zip around for an hour or two. It's just super easy. Right?
Or a Saturday afternoon for 6 hours and just
also
go lose your. Always ride it though in legal and authorized area, of course, following local laws.
Yeah, that's something that you guys fight with quite a bit. In the Midwest, we'll fight with that, but out west, we've got so much public land and just endless forest.
Well, it's a non-issue out west, but
it's pretty easy.
We need to respect that. We need to respect that, and it reminds me, I don't know if you remember back in the days, well, the snowboards. I mean, you couldn't get a snowboard in a ski center anywhere because of that different thing there. So it's just a question of educating everyone, having everyone try this to see what it is for what it is, and then go from there and talk to everyone and make sure that we go and be legal and safe and respecting all the local laws.
You don't want to go smashing farmer fence posts or killing their winter crop and all that.
Of course, you always have that special chosen one that's going to do that, but...
Yeah. So where do I find out more information on this? What your website, social media?
Marketing guy here.
WIDESCAPE.co. It's our US website, so we have more information on the WS250. You can download the spec sheet. You can check out videos also, and then our Instagram page, Go WIDESCAPE.
You guys have a YouTube channel as well?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to getting some. I was going to say seat time on it, but it'd be more like stand time on it.
Stand time, yeah.
Well, that thing just looks intriguing. Just because I love being outside in the winter.
Yeah.
And you can't be outside 12 hours a day on a snowmobile. So there's time to go do this.
Yeah.
And especially with your experience of all those products, you're going to appreciate this kind of. It's weird because it's completely different, and you cannot. The only way I can explain it is that you cannot put this machine in a box in your head because it doesn't fit anywhere.
Yeah.
Because you've never tried something like this, which is kind of a mix of a lot of sports. Yeah.
But I like that. Like when the snow bikes came out, there was kind of a big pushback from some snowmobilers who were like.
And it's understandable.
They're not competing with you. Like relax, just go try it. It's fun.
But there's always going to be pushback when we come up with something new. People,
Yeah.
Traditionalists or they don't avert the change.
But then again, I think it's gonna bring a lot of people back to sledding with the price point, with the simple, the easy. It's so easy to ride. It's so easy to transport, and the price point. It's easy to. The learning curve is really steep. It's really fast. So we really think it's gonna bring back people to sledding because it's safe, really safe with a top speed of 45 miles an hour. It's fun.
So is it speed limited, speed governed? Okay.
Speed governed. I wouldn't answer because I'm not really sure. But then again, it's a mechanical. We've got a CVT transmission in there, so at some point you get on it's an injected engine, so you get a maximum rev. And
we have a bad habit out west of taking something like that and making it go fast.
I won't answer that question without my lawyer, please.
All right, check it out at widescape.co, right? And on social media and on YouTube. And watch SnoWest because we're going to get our hands on one of these and we're going to ride it and we're going to put YouTube videos out and talk about this thing. I'm excited for it. But Sebastien, JR, thanks for coming on and talking about it. Like I said, this thing has been grabbing a lot of attention. I mean, even while we've been sitting here filming this thing, we've got people walking up and jumping on it and checking it out. Yeah. But thanks for coming on and talking about it.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yep. All right, we're good.